When a little boy's community became aware of his terminal diagnosis, they pulled together to give him the most fulfilling final days possible. This episode is all about the life of Walter Herbert, also known as Superbubz to the Fairfield, Ohio community. At 5 years old, he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, and the prognosis wasn't good.
There's no known cure for neuroblastoma. They're all clinical studies. So everything we're doing is a study.
Despite the never-ending rounds of treatments, Superbubz was as energetic as any other kid, and you couldn't help but fall in love with his personality.
What he's doing, see, Dad?
3 more, 2.
Hey, we've got a good look going.
He's a fighter. Full of personality, happy.
We decided about 2 weeks ago to take him out of the hospital and enjoy his time. We had everybody in the world reach out to us to do stuff.
Superbubz got to spend a day with the Cincinnati police, led a high school football team onto the field and scored a touchdown, and he even struck up a friendship with Cincinnati Reds first baseman Joey Votto.
He gave me his baseball bat that he hit a home run with.
The staff at Fairfield Central Elementary School wanted to do something as well, so they arranged for Superbubz to go through all 12 grade levels in 2 days. Also, he could check graduating off his bucket list.
He wanted to come to school, so he's coming to school. All of those little things that we take for granted, we want to make sure that he gets that opportunity to do that, and we're just trying to let him just be normal.
He's 6. Some adults don't even go through their life doing that, so he's very special.
As he got to each grade, he got more and more tired, and so when we were in 4th grade, I asked him if he wanted to stop or if he wanted to go on to 5th grade and then take a nap, and he said, I'll go to 5th grade and take a nap. He doesn't quit, does he? He just perseveres. He's a true hero.
After completing his entire education, his family, friends, classmates, and even his favorite superheroes gathered to watch him in his very own graduation ceremony, complete with a cap and gown.
I didn't want him to see me cry, so it was very hard to hold back my tears today.
I heard a lot of them say things about how this was the nicest thing they'd ever seen, and I saw several kids with tears in their eyes, and I think that of all things, that's what Superbubz would want, is at the end of the day to inspire people and to just always go for your dreams.
1 month later, on October 6th, 2017, Superbubz's fight came to an end.
I think everyone's learned that you have to love every day and live every day like it could be your last, and just follow your heart and just love each other. I hope that he's smiling down on us and, just surrounding us with his love, knowing that the only people who are hurting right now are us and not him.
Superbubz and his principal had a close friendship. At one point, they'd flipped through a catalog together, and Superbubz picked out some playground equipment he thought would be fun to add to the school.
Well, the community response has been huge. We actually just got donated money from the Cincinnati Bengals. This just isn't for him. This is for everybody.
The target was to raise $15,000, but the community ended up donating $26,000. Superbubz's family was the first to enjoy the playground.
It's just nice knowing that his memory is going to always be here.
And the community continues to honor Bubz in every way they can.
I was actually leaving work one day and my phone dinged, WLWT, and it said Superbubz was announced the honorary grand marshal. And I immediately ran back into work, just my eyes swelled up.
We went down and saw him at the cemetery and wished him happy birthday and lit his candle, which would not blow out, which was cool. But you see the celebration that we're going to have for him here. He meant so much to the community, and it's awesome to see that.
Karen Johnson, a reporter from Cincinnati news station WLWT, followed this story closely and wanted to share more about this brave little hero. Now, in our run-through of the story, we didn't talk about the missing ball from the Reds game that Superbubz attended. Can you talk a little bit about that story and the outcome?
After he hit the home run, he gave Superbubz a high five, gave him his shirt and the bat, but he never gave him the ball. Someone caught the ball and kept it. Superbubz's father put out, I believe, a Facebook message, a social media message, that he would really love to have that ball to add to a memorial wall for his son. And there was a gentleman and his 3-year-old son who caught the ball and had it. And then for Christmas of 2017, he presented the ball to Superbubz' dad as a Christmas present.
And can you speak to his relationship with Joey Votto at all?
There was just this connection that they had when Joey Votto reached out to him at the game. Then they took him in. I believe they made him captain for a day. Joey Votto even showed up to Superbubz' memorial. So I feel like Votto also had a connection to this little boy, and it brightened his days. It brightened his last days by this sports figure, this hero to so many little boys. In a way, I think Superbubz was also Votto's hero.
So do you know how or why Walter became known as Superbubz?
When he was first diagnosed, he wasn't that into superheroes, but then people just started sending him well wishes and cards, everything with superheroes. And then he just developed this love for superheroes, and he really embodied the courage of a superhero. This little boy was able to live out a life and experience events that most of us will never get to do in a lifetime.
So I understand a number of people at WLWT have covered Superbubz' story. So did the staff really feel particularly close to him after all that time?
I think everyone felt connected to him. This entire community felt connected to him. And just going back and rewatching some of our stories and some of the videos, it still brings tears to my eyes. There was one story, the story that I did the day that he passed away, and I couldn't get through my live shot without tearing up. It just, so many people, including myself, felt connected to this little boy.
All right, Karen, thank you so much for sharing your insight into this touching story.
Well, thank you.
If you'd like to help families like the Herberts, consider making a donation to the Dragonfly Foundation. Or if you're interested in funding research for these tough-to-beat cancers, check out the Children's Cancer Research Fund. I'm Alexandra Stone, and this has been your Weekly Dispatch. Thanks for watching Dispatches from the Middle. If you liked this episode, subscribe for more stories like this.